brain rot has burst on the scene as just a new genre of entertainment, a new genre of memes, and just an overall new genre of like internet stupidity. That it has a lot of people, invested in it. A lot of people who just like the memes, like the AI generated random Italian stuff and the random like AI generated pictures and characters that they've made. And obviously because of that, because the things are popular, a lot of companies are gonna try and get in on this and just make videos. I've seen like a lot of sports teams like do our players react to like tung 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 so who are in all that stuff like that, and just obviously people are gonna try to jump on these trends, and a company that does that is Fortnite. Now, I did see a post by discussing a film right here, which I will show you, where like they basically are apparently adding like these brain rot AI generated memes into Fortnite. And obviously, I could go on about like why this is like kind of stupid, but like I think a more interesting thing that happened is like the details of this collaboration. There's some like funky parts of this that are going on. So I did see like this tweet about the entire thing. Now it's really hard to see this image right here, but apparently as part of the agreement, there are some copyright like holding and trademark holding people that did a collaboration with Fortnite. I think it's interesting because like there are apparently there's companies who are trying to like claim that they created these AI generated images, or at least trying to like copyright it or whatever. When like AI generated imagery has been ruled to just not be a thing that you can like hold intellectual property over, you cannot copyright, you cannot trademark. And so I think it's interesting how like Fortnite did or Epic Games, I guess, did a collaboration with apparently brands that say they hold copyright over these images, these characters, I guess. And so maybe like that's how they got the copyright for it, is they copyrighted the characters and not like the AI generated image. Maybe like they just did like a artist rendition where someone just like drew really shittily on a piece of paper of the character, and then they sent it to the U.S. trademark and like copyright office, and then like said, yeah, sure, that works. Because I have no idea how this works. I have no idea how there's companies that are claiming like ownership over these characters when they're just AI generated images, and those are not able to be copyrighted because they're not once again created by human beings. And so I did some investigation into like the copyright companies. Now the Ballerina Cappuccino like copyright one, I had no idea where that is because I couldn't find any company that held it, but I did find the two other ones that apparently claim they held copyright over this. So the first one is this completely AI generated website, and it is made, I'm assuming, through AI because this website doesn't function properly in any way. So apparently this is like the Brain Rot Factory, where it's like a global IP built around humor, viral trends, and absurd characters. And like they're trying to say like these are their characters. I only know two of these that I've seen at all. I don't know what the fuck is going on here though. And this website is just a complete mess. So like the interesting thing about this website is that it doesn't work. So if you do meet the brain rots, it does bring you down here. If you click learn more about our characters, it just puts you back up here. If you do browse brain rot toys and merch, it just puts you back up here. If you scroll down to any of the social media, it just puts you back to the website. And none of these website links work. None of these social media links work at all. And it just the website doesn't function properly in any way. And as you can see, it's just opening up new tabs of the same website over and over again. And apparently you can get in touch with the Brain Rot Factory. I really don't know. But the interesting thing about this is it's kind of like a recursive ownership and recursive copyright because like they hold copyright over the Brain Rot Factory. But the thing is that if you look here, they're powered by Momentum Lab. So in this post, you see that Momentum Lab has this copyright here as well with Brain Rot Factory. So then we go to the Momentum Lab, where you go here, and this is also another really interesting website that is just a bunch of AI generated stuff, where they're trying to say that they hold these brands, Tung 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 Sahur, and they're looking at all the video, the billion views. I don't know who half of these things are. Tim Cheese apparently is someone there, and they're trying to say that they hold the IP rights over all these characters. And we go down here, and this is like the kind of mission statement, I guess, where they say we collaborate with some of the world's leading video game companies, major retail groups, and film development partners to expand the Brain Rot media universe across entertainment and consumer products. Momentum Lab represents and exclusively licensed over 80% of the original most famous character roster of the Italian Brain Rot phenomenon, positioning the studio as the central hub for official partnerships and brand collaborations. If you are looking to obtain an official license for the Italian Brain Rot movement, you are in the right place. We conduct due diligence on your behalf and work directly with artists behind some of the most iconic memes for Gen Alpha and Gen Z. And then they have a join us link, which you click on it, and this is not going to show up, but if you click on it, it opens up like an email. And so the very interesting thing about this is that I learned that like if you scroll down here, they're based in France. So now I do not know how French copyright laws work. But I would presume that this also probably will not hold up for saying that you own these original characters. Once again, like copyright involves creating, human interaction with stuff, and like these are all AI generated. But once again, I am saying I do not know French copyright laws. But the fact that they're trying to say like they own these stuff and that they're like, these are their IP is very suspicious and very funky. And it feels like they're just trying to scam people over like saying, or like trying to make people pay them money to license them, when these aren't things that they can possibly like own copyright over. And like, so they said they have like 60 plus memes, Italian memes, but if you go here, there's really not 60. And so if you go to view more, it simply just brings you to the Italian brain rot wiki or something of this Noxa Ash guy, where it tries to show all the Italian brain rot stuff that this person made. But like this is really all it links to. And like once again, this guy apparently, like this Indonesian TikTok creator created Tung 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 Sahur, and has created many AI videos. And so we have just all this guy's creations. But like it's really weird. It's really confusing how they're trying to claim that like they own licenses to this stuff. Like they literally say intellectual property here. But I don't. I once again, I do not think AI is considered intellectual property because it's created by a computer, and therefore like just can't hold it. And so like I'm entirely confused on how these companies will work and how they, because like once again you have the Brain Rot Factory website, which is just a completely non-working website in any capacity. It just is a scam website, it seems. And then the Mementum Lab one is basically trying to act like they're a giant meme agency that hold licenses to these AI generated images and these AI generated like characters, I guess. When I just like don't think that's humanly possible. But the fact that like they're able to get in, I guess, contact with Fortnite and say they hold the rights over these characters, and to the point where Epic Games said, "Yeah, no, we're gonna trust you with your copyright and like cite you under it." It is really confusing on how this happened. I have legitimately no idea how they managed to do it, because like it once again it just seems like the most scam and like just trying to lie to like unknowing business executives when they're just trying to like use this trendy thing that like their businesses are trying to make money off of to just scam a bunch of businesses. I have legitimately no idea how they did it. But once again, maybe French copyright law is different because that's apparently where the Mementum Lab is located. But like it's just crazy how this happened, because I didn't think that AI generated images would be able to, I guess, make it this far where they just scam Fortnite out of like them saying they own this IP, this intellectual property. So I really don't know. I think once again, like AI generated comedy is not really that funny. I could go into like why it's stupid in general, but that's just a whole nother can of worms that I don't really feel like opening today. I don't know if anyone like knew about this, and I think that person on Twitter for like pointing out the fact that there are copyrights over on this Fortnite video, this AI generated like Fortnite character collab, because like I would not have seen this, and like it just opened up a whole massive bigger can of worms. So I don't know how this got past Epic Games. I don't know like how this worked in any way, but just somehow this company managed to pull this shit off. So that's an interesting thing to have happened. But that's really all I got for today. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.